Broadcasting more than 2,000 games live and archived in 15 sports in over 10 counties in western Pennsylvania, as well as being the exclusive home for all the WPIAL playoffs and championships for nearly 2 decades. Anytime, anywhere, always there. We are the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Welcome to exclusive coverage of the 2018 WPIAL basketball playoffs, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. The path to the peak at tribhssn.triblive.com is sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, home of the Stay Strong and Play On program. By Seton Hill University, This Way Up. By Excella Health, proud sponsor of the Trib High School Sports Network studios. By AstroTurf. By Carlow University, sponsor of the 2018 WPIAL Girls Basketball Playoffs. And by Trib Total Media.
And good afternoon from North Hills High School as the path to the peak begins for Class 1A girls basketball here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. The 7-10 matchup between the Lady Rams of Rochester and the Lady Warriors of Eden Christian. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to Trib HSSN. Alongside Noah Hiles, I'm James Dotson, here to bring you the action from North Hills High School. Chelsea Roundtree on video for the live video stream for today's game. And before we get things going, Noah, first, welcome to the network.
It's good to be here, James. You know, I've really been looking for an opportunity to get back in the broadcast game, and what a game to start things off. A 7-10 first-round playoff matchup. Can't be happier to be here. First-year coach C.J. Iannini and the Rochester Rams coming out of that difficult Section 1 where you have Swickley Academy, who got the 4 seed, and Quigley Catholic, the 3 seed. It's a strong section, they think, from top to bottom, and they think that strong section is going to really set them up well for playoff time. And something else that might really set them up is the fact that they have a leading scorer in a freshman who comes off the bench. Oh, no doubt. And talk more about the section. Cornell, another playoff team coming out of Class A Section 1. They had a tough non-conference schedule. They played Southside twice. They played Central Valley as well. They didn't come out on top against any of those teams, but the fact that they, had the goal to go up against those big schools and the playoff teams and go toe-to-toe with them is really going to prepare them, I think, for the postseason. And like you said, very well-rounded lineup, leading scorer coming off the bench, got some height, got some athleticism. Talking real quickly about Eden Christian with Coach Will Smith, a very young team on the other end, only 8 players dressing tonight, only 1 senior on the roster. But Noah, we're not going to see that senior tonight. And that's definitely got to hurt. She's who is that? It's Margaret Bovard, 5'11", senior down low, very physical presence underneath the hoop defensively, a good rebounder. But they're going to get a lot of offense from their backcourt today. Taylor Herring and Haley Fleischman, a good guard duo up top, a freshman and a sophomore. They both score, they both pass well. Each team with a freshman as the leading scorer. Only one will advance to play West Green in the quarterfinals. That game will take place on next Friday, the 23rd. Tip-off coming up after we pay a couple of bills. We get the starting lineups and tip-off between Rochester and Eden Christian. We return. You're listening to WPIAL Girls Basketball Playoffs. They're brought to you by Carlow University, and it's here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
380 Discount Warehouse in Murraysville carries a full line of brand new furniture at discount pricing. 380 Discount Warehouse carries Ashley, Liberty, Vaughn Bassett, and Best Home Furniture, and many more. You can special order your furniture at discount pricing. While you're there, shop the many other departments, including tools, automotive, food, pet and wildlife, household goods and cleaning supplies, lawn and garden, and seasonal holiday decor. Visit them on the web at shop380.com or on the road at Route 380 in Murraysville. Open Tuesday through Sunday 9 to 5. Shop 380 Discount Warehouse and save big.
Back here from North Hills High School in the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Alongside Noah Hiles, I'm James Dotson. 7-10, number 7 seed Rochester in Class 1A, number 10 seed Eden Christian getting ready to do battle. Starting lineups are being announced on the court. Here's Noah Hiles to give you the starting lineups.
All right, take a look at first the 10 seed Eden Christian Academy. In the backcourt, you have Kaylee Shear, a guard, 5'6", sophomore. Taylor Herring, another guard, 5'8", freshman. Haley Fleischman, the third guard, 5'4", leading scorer for Eden Christian. Down low, you have Natalie Merrick, 5'8", freshman forward, and Kayla Carnahan, a 5'10", freshman forward that is a junior.
For Rochester on the other side, you have a 5'7" guard, Olivia Whiteleather, a 5'11" forward senior, Jasmine Mack, a 5'6" junior guard, Victoria Schinke, 5'5" junior guard, Mia Anthony, and a 5'10" senior, Lydia Babel. So you can see right off the bat there, looking at Eden Christian, a junior, a sophomore, and 3 freshmen in the starting lineup. On the other side for Rochester, a couple of seniors, a couple of juniors, and a sophomore. But it's the freshman, Alexis Robeson, at 13.5 points per game, actually the leading scorer for Rochester. And talking to Coach Iannini before the game, really kind of almost a secret weapon when, if you don't do your homework and know that you have this kid coming off the bench, a player like that can go and surprise some people.
The silent sniper, 44% from behind the arc at three-point shooting. She really does a good job of extending the floor. Good passer as well, but you'll see a lot of shots from behind the arc from the freshman today.
First of a triple header here at North Hills High School. 4 different triple headers across the WPIAL on the second day of the Path to the Pete. Also Avella against Cornell, Aquinas against Mapletown, and St. Joseph's against Geibel. All of those games in Class 1A going on right now. We'll try to get you score updates as we go along, but we're ready to tip off as you watch Rochester in their home white uniforms. They'll be going left to right. Eden in the red road uniforms, right to left across your computer screen. Tip controlled by Rochester, and Olivia Whiteleather will bring it across the timeline. Swings it over to Schinke on the right wing. Whiteleather now moving it around. That's Mia Anthony. She drives baseline, puts it up with the left hand. No good. Defensive rebound goes to Merrick of Eden. Quickly up the court come the Lady Warriors. Driving baseline, getting nicely cut off there, though, was Fleischman, the leading scorer. Pass now to the top of the key, stolen away momentarily. Ball on the floor, out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by Eden. So first turnover of the game goes against Eden Christian. Active hands defensively for Rochester.
And Eden trying to get a presence inside early on. I like that move. Though they're a little bit smaller inside, they don't want to be intimidated.
3-2 zone defense, it looks like, from Eden. Ball goes to the corner. Schinke puts it up well short on the air ball. Defensive rebound on the backside by Natalie Merrick. Coming across the timeline is Taylor Herring, one of the 3 freshmen in the starting lineup for Coach Will Smith's Lady Warriors. Ball goes down low. That's Merrick back up, top of the key, 18-footer, hits back iron, too strong, no good. Battling around for the rebound, controlled momentarily by Rochester. Almost knocked away, but able to control it is Anthony. Whiteleather now in possession. Point guard brings it across the timeline. Dribble drive, gets it high post. That's Mack. Down low, nice cut, nice pass, and the lay-in. Mack to Anthony for the lay-in.
Great ball movement there by the Rams early on. You can see they're pressing. Eden Christian not wasting any time getting the ball down the floor, though.
Check that. That was Lydia Babel who made that first bucket. 2-0 in the opening minute. Rochester with the lead. Ball goes down low. Quick shot up. Rattles around. No good off of Carnahan. But then rebound knocked away. Back in possession of Eden. Shot no good. Put back up and in. Natalie Merrick with the basket on the second chance opportunity.
Third tries the charm there, James, as they finally got it going.
2-2, 6:20 remaining opening quarter. Whiteleather pump fake, gets it left wing, 3 ball on the way, too strong, no good. Defensive rebound for Eden. Shots not falling from downtown at the moment. See how long before we see Alexa Robeson in the game for the first time. But on the other side, Eden travels with the ball on the left wing.
And you can see Eden's really pushing the pace here early on. They're not wasting any time walking up the court to set up their offense. They're sprinting down, throwing long passes. Travels are going to happen when you have youth like that, but I'm sure head coach Will Smith has no problem with that because they're hustling.
Ball right wing, now back to White Leather between the circles. High post to Babel, swinging around the outside. Anthony throws it back towards the timeline. It's going to go over and back as White Leather could not corral it. So a little bit of a sloppy start for both teams, maybe some playoff jitters for each of these squads.
After a few minutes, though, it'll probably calm down. You're going to see them get back to the basics here. A lot of youth on the floor, James.
Carly Shear will bring it across the timeline. Swings it over to Herring. Low zone defense being played by Rochester. Skip pass goes over the head of the intended target. Third turnover already in the early going for the Lady Warriors as Shear could not find Fleischman, the intended target, in the corner.
And that's going to be the guard play is where Eden is going to live and die from. And I know they're young, but that's where their playmaking ability comes from.
High post, Babel back out to White Leather. She puts it up from the top of the key and hits it. Nothing but net. 5-2 Rochester.
Olivia White Leather, another silent, very good player for Rochester.
Quickly on the other end, attacking the press is Eden, and drawing the foul as she went towards the basket was Haley Fleischman. Good job getting the ball up the court quickly. Couldn't get the basket to go, but she'll get 2 free throws.
More on White Leather, though. Her stats don't really jump off the page. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, but a great assist-to-turnover ratio. Look for her to control the Rochester offense. And Eden Christian got a really good chance to come back here with some free throws.
Fleischman to the line, averaging 16.5 points per game. Her first free throw misses back iron, no good. 5-2 Rochester with 5:22 remaining in the opening quarter. That foul went against Lydia Babel, the first foul for either team here this afternoon. Fleischman's second attempt on the way, rattles home. She splits the pair, makes the score 5-3 Rochester. White Leather across the timeline. Plays catch with Mia Anthony, and she doesn't dribble in time. And that's a point of emphasis on that travel. You need to put the ball on the court before you take that step.
Yeah, that's how the rule's written.
And now it's actually being enforced, which is very nice to see.
Yeah.
See Alexis Robinson ready to check in for Rochester at the next whistle. Eden with possession. Ball back up between the circles to Taylor Herring. Goes high post. That's Carnahan. Looking down low, kicking it back up to the top. Takes a deflection, and Herring able to track it down before it goes over the timeline. Foul line jumper, too strong, no good from Carnahan, and the rebound's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Eden, so possession goes over to Rochester.
And this substitution is going to be interesting for Rochester. You could see Robinson comes in along with Deshae Levette. Those are 2 of their better players coming off the bench. Probably going to be an offensive boost for Rochester.
And Levette at 5'10". An extra height advantage for the Rams down low. White Leather left open on the left wing. Her three-pointer too strong, no good. 2 players for Eden fighting for the rebound, and they're just going to hold there and leads to the jump ball as Jasmine Mack alertly goes and reaches in.
And that was Levette. Did a really good job boxing out, forced that chaos underneath the hoop. You can see Rochester doing the diamond-in-one press, trying to force a turnover on this young backcourt.
And able to break the press nicely, maybe getting away with a travel there, though, is Merrick as she crosses the timeline. Back into the 3-2 zone. Three-pointer on the way from Fleischman, left corner, no good. Defensive rebound for Mack. Quickly up the court. Here comes Robeson. She's going to go drive right to the lane. Her shot too strong, no good. Battling for the rebound, and Robinson gets it back and alertly throws it off of an Eden player who was standing out of bounds, so Rams will maintain possession.
That is a very basketball smart move by someone who's only been playing varsity for 20-plus games.
Robinson averaging 13.5 points per game, leading the way for the Lady Rams. They lead 5-3 midway through quarter number 1. White Leather between the circles. Looks to set up the offense. Now goes right wing. That's Robinson. High post, looking for Mack. Ball knocked away. Turnover back to Eden Christian. They're going to look to run the floor. Taylor Herring, cross-court pass, finds Fleischman. She brings it back out. Her pass is going to be intercepted into the backcourt by Robinson, but good job of tracking it down to maintain possession for Eden by Natalie Merrick. Ball in the right wing, skip pass over to Shear. She'll put up a 15-footer from the left wing, misses everything, and it's going to go out of bounds. Possession over to Rochester.
Getting good looks. They just got to capitalize on them. They've had a lot of good opportunities coming from that left side on the zone around the three-point range, and they just, got to put the ball in the hole.
No, does it feel like they're rushing some of their shots right now?
Absolutely, and that's what comes with youth, and they're trying to play fast pace, but like I said, the looks are good, so maybe just keep taking them.
Three-pointer no good, but offensive rebound and putback for Jasmine Mack. Her first points makes it 7-3 Rochester. Again, Eden breaks the press quickly down the court, dribble drive, and a 15-footer is no good, but Deshae Levette is going to pick up the foul. Haley Fleischman, good job of going right at the defender. Couldn't get the bucket, but gets 2 free throws.
And that's a solid strategy. When you're having a tough day from the field, the solution, in my opinion, is always go right towards the basket, try to draw a foul. It's a lot easier to shoot when no one's in front of you.
First free throw for Fleischman on the way. It is good. She's got a pair now and makes the score 7-4, and we see the first substitute for Eden Christian coming in. Eden Kirby, another freshman, mentioned only one senior on this squad, and she's not in the lineup. Margaret Bovard with a concussion out today. And only one junior, almost entirely freshman beyond that. Second free throw is no good. Defensive rebound goes to Rochester. They bring it across the timeline. They lead 7-4, 3:10 remaining, opening quarter. Three-pointer from the corner, too strong, no good, misses everything. Backside rebound, fighting for it, and it's going to be out of bounds. Last touched. He pointed towards Rochester, but I'm pretty sure he meant it was going for Eden, and he does correct the call.
A little pushing and shoving there after the whistle. Things getting chippy here in the first quarter.
A little bit of frustration, too, as Rochester does get back into their press. Eden's done a good job of getting through the press without too much difficulty. We'll see how long Coach Iannini decides to stay with it. Across the timeline, looking down low, pass deflected and knocked away for another turnover. Possession back over to Rochester.
That's why you put Levette in. She's got that long wingspan across the middle, intercepting passes, then they work it into her down low.
Yeah, good job getting it down low, good drop step. Couldn't get it to fall, but she was hacked in the process. So 2 free throws coming up for the 5'10 junior Deshae Levette.
Great substitutions so far. You see both of the younger players they put in, Levette and Robinson, they both come in, they're making an impact on both ends of the floor.
So Levette to the foul line, rattles around, no good on the first attempt. Team as a whole for Rochester shooting 52% from the charity stripe this year.
Definitely not ideal, but, you know, playoffs, second season, maybe you can redeem yourselves.
Second one up, no good, but offensive rebound for Robinson. She puts it right back up, and it rattles home. Alexis Robinson with her first bucket makes it 9-4 Rochester, and a quick turnover at midcourt. Back up the court now is Schinke. She gets the pass. Her shot up, no good. Fighting for the rebound and getting it is Eden.
Eden quickly coming down, and there's another turnover. And, you know, James, the press might not be working as far as creating steals, but it's forcing Eden to play fast, which I thought was originally their game plan, but they're really not coping well with the quick pace. That's like their third or fourth travel call.
And fifth total turnover now against the Lady Warriors, 5 apiece actually. Pass on the skip goes into the corner to Robeson. Back out, pass down low, knocked away from its intended target, but possession is going to stay with the Lady Rams of Rochester. 2:11 remaining. They lead Eden Christian 9-4.
West Virginia head coach Bob Huggins says his favorite stat in basketball is deflected passes because it just interrupts the flow of the game. He also likes steals, which is what just happened.
No deflection there. Complete easy steal and going coast to coast. Can't get it to fall, though, was Herring. Putback is up and good for Carnahan.
Make it a one-possession game 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
9-6 your score with minute 55 now on the clock. Whiteleather goes cross-court pass for the corner, almost out of bounds. Good save, though, on the far side by Schinke to maintain possession. Ball now comes near side to Robinson. Too strong, no good, but backside rebound, put back, no good on the second chance. Third chance, off balance. She gets it to fall. Alexis Robinson.
And now she's coming alive. They're trying to catch him napping here, works it down low.
Good job, but too strong, no good. Defensive rebound is going to get knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by the Rams, so possession will stay with Eden. Another good chance, breaking that press quickly and getting chances for Haley Fleischman.
And they have a great game plan. They're moving right down the floor. Like I said, they just got to capitalize. That's another really good look underneath the hoop, and they just got to make their layups.
Herring to inbound. She'll throw it towards the backcourt. It's going to be caught there by Katie Kirby between the circles. Throws it over right side. Nice catch on the run. Drive into the lane. Shot too strong. No good. Tip out rebound's going to go to Rochester. Going down the court. Nice pass and feed. No good on the shot. Mack gets the offensive rebound. She'll put it back up. No good. Third chance opportunity, and getting hacked on the play was Lydia Babel, who just checked back in.
You can see Rochester really taking advantage of the height they have on the floor right now. Not messing around, taking it right inside to the hoop, getting second, third chance opportunities on pretty much every possession they've had.
And that was Natalie Merrick picking up her first personal foul. 2 fouls apiece here for each team in the first quarter. And first free throw from Lydia Babel rattles around, no good. 11-6, Rochester with the lead. Minute 10 left to go in this first round game, the 7-10 matchup in Class 1A. Second free throw, back iron, no good. Eden with the defensive rebound in the form of Taylor Herring. She'll quickly bring it across the timeline. Dribble drive, kicks it out now to Merrick. She'll look to drive, pass down low, nice put up and in.
They need more of that. Great passing, and they're making the most of their opportunities there. That's what's going to create, or that's what will be created if you keep moving the ball quick like that against the zone.
Freshman to freshman, Merrick to Herring for the deuce. Less than a minute to play, first quarter. Dribble drive, 10-footer on the baseline is no good from Mia Anthony. Eden with the defensive rebound. They're going to look to run. They get up to Fleischman. She'll lay it up with the left hand, and good. Cuts the lead down to 1, 11-10 with 35 seconds left.
Running the floor.
Fleischman now with 4 to lead the Lady Warriors. 30 seconds left. We'll see if Rochester chooses to wait for the last shot. White Leather kicks it over. Dribble drive, wide open. Nice clear out down low from Lydia Babel, and Mia Anthony gets the points.
That's exactly what I was going to point out. Babel does a really good job clearing it out, moving. Great design play by Rochester.
Eden now with less than 10 seconds on the clock. Herring, she goes cross court looking for Fleischman. She'll dribble back out. 3 seconds left on the clock. They get it down low. Turnaround jumper for Carnahan. No good. Offensive rebound, but no time for Jessica Reynolds to try to put it back up. And that's how your first quarter will come to an end with the score. Rochester 13, Eden Christian 10. We'll take a quick break, come back in a moment. You're listening to the 2018 Girls Basketball Playoffs brought to you by Carlow University on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Check out the new Trib Live High School Sports Network on social media this season. For breaking news, scores, pictures, videos, links to our articles, and more, follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle Trib Live HSSN. Get in the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/TribLiveHSSN. And on our YouTube channel, you can find thousands of interviews with local student athletes and coaches, plus highlights and full games. The spot for Western Pennsylvania high school sports on social media this season is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
For a weekly in-depth look at boys and girls high school basketball in the district, log on to the WPIAL Round Ball Report every Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Join experts Chris Harlan, Sean Myers, and James Dotson for coaches' interviews and the latest hoops news around the WPIAL. Oh, and Don Rebel is back on the show as well. That's the WPIAL Round Ball Report, Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The Round Ball Report this week, still to be determined if that will happen with playoff games going on Wednesday night, so stay tuned on Trib HSSN, but thank you for tuning in now for live video broadcast of a triple header here at North Hills High School alongside Noah Hiles. I'm James Dotson, Chelsea Roundtree doing the camera duties for us today, and Rochester with a 13-10 lead at the end of the first quarter, but Eden Christian with a nice run there down the stretch, getting a couple nice baskets in transition.
Both teams are really starting to get it going here. After the first couple minutes, sloppy play, a lot of turnovers on both ends, some bad passes, just poor execution. They really, both offenses seem to get into form. I expect to see more of that, more scoring here as the second quarter gets underway.
A little miscommunication as they started the second quarter. Want to make sure that the possession error was correct, but the officials do get that situated. Quickly, ball goes down low, knocked away, though, and turned over. 7th turnover already for Rochester. 6 on the other side for Eden, 6 apiece in that first quarter in a sloppy 13-10 game.
Well, let's see if Eden Christian can carry that momentum they had. They had 2 baskets right to end, and there's a turnover right there on them.
And they look for the backdoor cut, but Jasmine Mack read it the entire way for the Lady Rams. Ball goes right wing. Schinke looks to drive baseline. Nicely cut off there by Fleischman. She'll kick it back out to White Leather. Skip pass across. It takes a deflection on the way. Able to track it down was Mia Anthony.
That deflection by Herring saved them 3 points.
Look, dribble drive, pass down low. It's going to be intercepted for another turnover. 13-10, Rochester with the lead. Eden Christian with the ball. And they're going to give it right back up. It's another steal from White Leather. 2-on-1 if they hurry. They get it down. Shot up, no good. Offensive rebound put back again. Too short, no good. And we're going to have a foul on the rebound as Anthony and Babel could not get their shots to fall.
I know Lent just started, but you would think it's the season of giving. There's a lot of turnovers and giveaways here early on.
Let's see who they get that foul on. It was against Natalie Herrick. That's her second, so she will check out of the ball game for Eden and Kayla Carnahan. The most senior member of Eden as a junior, the only junior on the team, back into the lineup. Pass on the inbounds, nice cut down low, and a good find. Anthony to Babel for 2.
Babel, another solid player on this Rochester offense. They really don't have a superstar. They all kind of contribute equally every game, and that's what's got them to the playoffs.
Dribble drive right down the lane, but too strong on the shot was Herring. Defensive rebound for Rochester. They're going to quickly move it up the court. Anthony will kick it back out. Ball goes top of the key, and we're going to have a travel call against Victoria Schinke again. Trying to do too much too quickly, and head official Steve Ward will have none of that.
You see the opportunities unfolding when you're down there. You know, you get the ball quick. You want to do something fast. You want to, pass it or shoot or anything, but you've got to make sure you're dribbling before you react.
Well, how about this? They go to inbound it, and stepping over the sideline as they go to inbound it was Taylor Herring. So a turnover right back. Now have a total by my count of 17 turnovers between these two teams in the opening 10 minutes of play.
Remember when I said play was going to clean up here in the second quarter?
You lied.
Yeah, I lied.
Another pass deflected, smacked right back into the face of Mia Anthony. It's going to go out of bounds into the Eden bench. Rochester will maintain possession.
And one thing Eden has done very well today is play defense. They've deflected a lot of passes, forced a lot of steals, and they're rebounding pretty well.
And a 1-3-1 defense now with Herring on the top of the defensive pressure, and she gets a hand on the ball here. Ball on the floor. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Rochester. So another turnover going back to the Lady Warriors.
And I love the switch to the 1-3-1 by head coach Will Smith. Putting Herring up top there, she is causing a lot of problems for Rochester's ball movement, and just even holding the ball at the top of the key, it doesn't seem to work out for them.
Rochester now in a man-to-man defensively, so a little change on both ends. Ball down low for Eden, trying to drive baseline and drawing a blocking foul on the play as Shear tried to go to the hoop. I think they're going to get the foul against Mia Anthony.
And that's what you got to do when the passing isn't working, when the shots aren't falling. Like I said earlier, keep working it in down low, keep trying to draw the fouls. Neither team has more than 3 fouls, so you got to try to get in that bonus here with 6:06 left to go in the first half.
On the inbounds, ball goes back down low, but she'll bring it back out to the top, does Taylor Herring. She plays catch with Carnahan, being guarded right now by Jasmine Mack. Looks to dribble drive, passes it into the corner to Fleischman. She looks to drive baseline, but white leather all over her. She'll kick it back out and work it around the perimeter. That's Kirby. She looks to drive, gets it down low to Carnahan, but her shot blocked. Quickly out in transition, they get it to Robinson. Robinson going 2-on-1. She puts it up on the spin move, no good, and she traveled before she even got the shot off.
Tried to go coast to coast there. Got a little fancy with the spin move. Probably could have dished it out. Had some teammates open there for the jumper.
Maybe got away with a push-off there as
yeah,
well. But
I agree.
A turnover nonetheless. Turnover number 11 for the Lady Rams. 5:30 left to go. Rochester leads 15-10. Ball top of the key between the circles. Fleischman almost got pickpocketed. She's able to get the pass off, though, to Shear.
Saw white leather was signaling for the travel there.
Well, they've called plenty of them today, but didn't get one there. There is another turnover, though. It's a pass too hot to handle that went to the high post. Schinke with the steal. She now has the ball right wing. Skip pass over to Robinson. Gets it down low. Shot up, no good, but drawing the foul was Lydia Babel. Nice quick pass on the skip pass to get it from Robinson down low to Babel for 2.
Yeah, it was kind of like a comet pass or a rainbow pass, and then instead of taking the shot, great job by Robinson to fire it right down low there, and now they're at the line. Chance to build on this 15-10 lead.
So far, Rochester, though, struggling from the charity stripe, and maybe I gave them a reverse kiss of death there as they make their first free throw of 5 attempts here this afternoon. Makes the score 16-10. 5:05 left to go in the first half. Second free throw is up and good as well for Babel. She now has 6, and it's a 7-point lead for Rochester.
Biggest lead of the day for the Rams. Ian Christian still looking for their first points of the second quarter.
And instead they turn it over as losing control going down the lane was Eden. They get it up to Robinson quickly. She puts it up with contact, no good. Backside rebound, no good on the follow. And we're going to have a held ball on the third chance attempt. Possession should go back to the Lady Warriors. Lots of second and third chance opportunities here, Noah, but Rochester just not capitalizing.
And that's, turnovers are a big point of emphasis in this game, but I would say that missed layups have been the main story.
Quickly down the court comes Eden. Step back, 10-footer from the baseline. Misses everything from Fleischman. Rochester with the quick rebound and a 2-on-1 developing. Robinson finds White Leather, who puts it up and in.
Great job doing it on both ends by White Leather. Great defense, and now she's hustling back.
And she can't quite get there in time, though, as Fleischman is able to lay it up and in for Eden Christian to end what was a 10-0 run.
First bucket there in the second quarter. Maybe that'll spark the Warriors offensively.
Fleischman now with 6. Whiteleather for 3. Short, grazes the iron. Able to get the offensive rebound, though, and taking too many steps in the process was Lydia Babel. I think she was kind of surprised the ball came to her.
Yeah, everyone kind of gave up on that. You know, it was an air ball, and she was just like, oh, no one's else going to get it, and kind of stood there, and we'll move on.
Jason Roth all over that one to blow the whistle. Give a shout-out to our officiating crew, Shar McCree, Jason Roth, and Steve Ward, who has been officiating for, he wouldn't let me say how many years. Let's just say it's been a long time. On the other end, Eden quickly down the court, handoff, and a 10-foot runner up and good for Taylor Herring.
Herring is having a very good game for Eden Christian.
She's got 4 points now, but has done all the right things. Long jumper on the way, foot on the line, no good. Backside offensive rebound for Rochester and Levette, no good. Third chance opportunity is Mack able to get this rebound. 15-footer from the left corner is short, misses everything. But Levette on the putback, she can't get it to fall on the fourth try. Defensive rebound for Eden. There's a lid over that basket right now for Rochester. They still lead 19-14, but Eden able to hang around due to the missed opportunities, and they give it right back on the steal. Good handsome Jasmine Mack. She's going to look to drive right to the lane. No good, but Robinson gets the putback. Second chance, no good. Mack on the third chance, no good again.
I cannot remember the last time a possession. Oh, look out, Mr. Official. I cannot remember the last time a Rochester possession ended on just one missed shot. They're getting 2, 3, 4 chances. You can't allow that if you're Eden Christian while you're already trailing.
And they're getting away with it, though. The ball was knocked out of bounds and almost hit Mr. Roth over there, but no, stays with Eden Christian.
Quick feet.
Quickly, quick feet from Roth, and quickly up the sideline goes Rochester. Nice pickpocket, though, from the Lady Rams, and Schinke gets it back and gets rewarded with the steal, scoop, and score. 21-14, Rochester with the lead, and finally a one-shot, one-bucket possession for Rochester in transition. Ball goes high post to Carnahan. Gets it right back out to Herring. She'll put up a 10-footer, but it's blocked. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Rams. Quick hands for both of these teams defensively, Noah. Really impressed with that, but again, the shots, they don't seem to want to fall, especially on the right side for Rochester.
Yeah, I mean, Rochester, it's very different on both ends. Eden Christian's getting a lot of open looks from outside when Rochester's getting a lot of layup opportunities. But, yeah, like you said, lid on the basket for both teams.
And another turnover. This steal again for Schinke. She'll go coast to coast, no good. But right there for the putback is Robinson, up and in. 23-14 Rochester.
That's a two-handed tip, so they go back to 0 there, James.
Oh, we're playing good old 50 rules, are we?
Yeah.
2:20 remaining here in the opening half. 23-14 Rochester with the lead. Kick back out and a three-pointer on the way. Back iron, no good for Eden. And we're going to have a foul on the rebound as Whiteleather hits the deck.
And, you know, you want to never encourage fouling or physicality, but if I'm Eden Christian, I want to see any kind of heart down low because they're just getting dominated on the boards. After a first quarter where, you know, it was pretty even rebounding, they've got to show some sort of physicality down low.
We said in the pregame, Rochester definitely has the height advantage, and they've been using that. They get it down low again. The Mack, no good, but she draws contact. Good ball movement to move the zone, and a nice entry pass into Mack. That was Schinke on the pass.
And now if Rochester can just get these free throws going here, they're really going to run away with this one. They're one foul away from getting into the bonus, and they're pretty much drawing a foul or getting 3 opportunities down low every time they work it in there.
That foul went against Kayla Carnahan, who now has 2, but the first free throw from Jasmine Mack rattles around and is no good. Coming up at the half, we'll have our halftime scoring summary brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine, powering the Stay Strong and Play On program here with the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Mack, second free throw, no good. Rebound tipped around and running down to the corner to grab it is Eden Christian and Kaylee Shear. Her pass up the court, though, is intercepted. Open down low. Whiteleather looking down for Levette, but goes right between her and Robeson, and it goes out of bounds.
That was kind of a microcosm of today. You had a missed free throw. You had a fight over a rebound, a pass intercepted, and another pass thrown out of bounds.
And a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. And we'll remind you that this game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening audience, and any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of the WPIAL and the Trib Live High School Sports Network is strictly prohibited.
And James, you know, we talked about it in the pregame, and you're really seeing the absence of Margaret Bovard from Eden Christian Academy, the only senior on their roster, 5'11" center, one of their leaders on their team, and they could really use her right now. They need some leadership to calm these freshmen down, who are making a lot of mental errors, not physical errors. They're playing a great game as far as scheme-wise. They're running the floor. They're getting open looks. If they just had, their senior leader there to maybe tell them to take a breath, think before you act, and also help out on the glass and, defensively, I think this would be a different game. You never want to think that one person can make that much of a difference, but in this situation, Bovard is, really, really, really hurting the Warriors by being out.
And just, disappointing for her, too. You mentioned the only senior, and, you're potentially, the last game if you don't win this game today, and the only senior on the squad isn't able to play. So,
and I'm sure she wants to be in. It's tough.
She'll have to coach from the sidelines best that she can. Back to the action, though. Eden with the dribble drive right down the lane is Taylor Herring. Parting of the Red Seas. And she gets the bucket, makes it 23-16.
And Herring kind of having to step up and be that leader as the sophomore.
She now has 6 for Eden Christian, leading the way. 6 for her and Fleischman for the Lady Warriors. Whiteleather works at right corner, Robinson. She passed it back to Whiteleather.
Back to a 3-2 defense.
And a three-pointer well short from the left wing. Offensive rebound and kicked right back out to Schinke, but she drives the lane and she will travel in the process.
They switch zone back to 3-2 there, try to get more defenders down low to help the rebounding deficit, but when there's travels, you don't really have to worry about rebounds.
And a good timeout there as well from Coach Will Smith to be able to switch up the defense, get a play drawn up for the last offensive possession, as well as we have another sub coming in, Bethany Bartow in for Rochester. Delay on the court was spotting of some moisture by the Eden bench, so they get that cleaned up and we'll get you right back to the action. 23-16, Rochester with the lead, little over a minute to play in the first half.
And it might sound crazy saying this, but maybe they look to an outside shot here. Eden Christian, they've had some good success from the 3-ball from a couple of their players this season. They haven't hit one yet today.
Fleischman tries a dribble drive, now kills the dribble. He's double-teamed and trying to get a 5-second call, but not given, and the ball is going to end up getting knocked out of bounds. Rochester last to touch it, so Eden will maintain position, but, man, Fleischman got herself in a bit of a pickle.
Lived to fight another possession.
Inbound pass goes to the corner down to Reynolds, and she's going to have it literally ripped right away from her by Bartow. She's going to drive to the foul line. She tries bounce pass down low, but it's deflected and intercepted. So turnovers back and forth. 30 seconds now left to go in the first half. Shear with the dribble drive down the left baseline, off the glass, up and in. Cuts the lead down to 5.
Now, if Rochester's smart, they slow things down here. You want to have the last possession of the half.
And instead, dribble to drive, but getting bailed out by the foul, as Robeson was a little bit out of control, but she got hacked on her way into the lane, and that should be team foul number 7, so a 1-and-1 coming up for Alexis Robinson.
And most teams, you'd be excited to be in the bonus, but for Rochester, having a rough year from the free throw line, like you said, 52% this season and not shooting well today, you might not have wanted that foul if you were the Rams.
Currently 2 of 8 from the charity stripe. Robinson, one of the best shooters from the free throw line this year. She's shooting 60% on the season. 19 seconds left on the clock as she toes the free throw line. Flat on the shot, no good, but fighting for her offensive rebound and getting it is Robinson.
15 seconds.
So now we'll see if they wait for the last shot. Nope, going too quickly again, and getting the turnover is Whiteleather, who kind of shrugs and say, what did I do? But it's the same thing we've seen 4 or 5 times. It's taking that step before putting the ball on the deck. 11 seconds on the clock as Eden inbounds the ball. Shear will cross the timeline with 8 on the clock. Goes high post. Carnahan, and she's going to turn and try to spin and pass and do everything at the same time, and she shuffles her feet for turnover number 15 for Eden. So now 4 seconds left. Rochester will try to get one last shot off. Inbounds pass going to go all the way to midcourt to Robinson. She'll take a couple dribbles. She's left alone. 1 second on the clock. She puts it up from the left elbow, rattles around, no good. And that's how the first half will come to an end. Rochester 23, Eden Christian Academy 18. We'll come back, give you the first half scoring recap, and get you ready for half number 2. When we return, it's the 2018 WPIAL Girls Basketball Playoffs. They're brought to you by Carlow University, and it's here only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
While the weather outside may be frightful, the winter high school sports is delightful. That's here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Log on to the Trib, hssn.triblive.com for weekly audio and video coverage of boys and girls high school basketball, WPIAL wrestling, and PIHL high school hockey. The warmth and the glow of the winter sports season may be heard daily on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Check out the new and improved Trib Live High School Sports Network website every day. Log on to Trib, hssn.triblive.com for all the schedules, the scores, the standings, great articles, and features from around the WPIAL. And, of course, live and archived broadcasts. If you are a high school sports fan, the only website you will need is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network at hssn.triblive.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Back here from North Hills High School, halftime of the first of 3 games here at North Hills. It's the 7-10 matchup in girls Class 1A. Rochester with the 23-18 lead over Eden Christian at intermission. Alongside Noah Hiles, I'm James Dotson. Noah, very sloppy at times in the first half. I mean, you can definitely expect that in any first playoff game of the year. But when you have 16 turnovers for Rochester, 15 turnovers for Eden Christian, what now are you saying to your respective teams in the locker room if you're the coach?
We'll start with Eden Christian. They're trailing. Calm down. And this is to be expected for a team, with when they're fully healthy. They have a 10-girl roster. 60% of their roster is freshmen. Your 2 top scorers are freshman and sophomore. This is going to happen. Mental errors are going to happen, but they're just playing too quick. And Eden Christian, like I said so many times, they're trying to play up-tempo. They're trying to beat Rochester to the basket off the press, and that's a great game plan. But when your brain is acting second to your body, that's a problem, and that's what they really need to fix. Just take a breath, play the game. You're obviously here for a reason. You're one of 12, 16 teams to make the playoffs from Class A. So you know how to play this game. Don't make these mistakes. Fix the mental errors, and I think their game is going to be okay. And we go into the Rochester locker room now, whereas mental errors have been relevant for them as well. It's more physical. You've got to make layups. You're dominating this team on both ends of the floor. You're forcing a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals on the defensive end. Offensively, you're getting great looks inside, but you've got to make layups and you've got to make free throws. If you can't do those 2 things, you're not going to win in any level of basketball, be it kindergarten, be it the NBA, and every level in between. You've got to execute those 2 things along with protecting the basketball, and neither team is doing that. So those would be my pointers.
Looking at the first half scoring recap. Scoring recap brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine, powering the Stay Strong and Play On program with the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll start with Rochester. Their leading scorer is Alexis Robinson with 6 points off of the bench for the Lady Rams. Next is Olivia Whiteleather with 5, including the only 3-point basket made by either team in the contest. And then 4 players with 2 points apiece in Jasmine Mack, Victoria Schinke, Mia Anthony, and Lydia Babel. 13 points in the first quarter, 10 in the second for 23 total for Rochester, who has now 16 turnovers at intermission. For Eden Christian, Taylor Herring and Haley Fleischman with 6 points apiece, including Fleischman going 2 of 4 from the free throw line, and then 2 points each for Kaylee Shear, 2 for Natalie Merrick, and 2 for Kayla Carnahan as well. 15 first half turnovers for Eden Christian. Looking for them for points, 10 points in the first quarter, 8 in the second for 18 total. Your 23-18 halftime lead for Rochester. And looking at foul trouble real quickly, nothing for Rochester. A couple players with one foul is the max that anybody has for the Lady Rams. On the other side for Eden Christian, Taylor Herring, Natalie Merrick, and Kayla Carnahan, each with a pair of fouls in the first half.
And as far as the poor shooting is gone, you can expect that. They're probably, you got to remember these are high school kids. They're not normally used to playing at noon on a Saturday, as opposed, their bodies are used to normally competing later on a weekday. And this is a neutral site. Neither team has probably played at North Hills Middle School gym before. So that can be expected early on. It's also the first round, like you said. They've had a couple days off. Maybe the basket will start to open up a little bit here in the second half, but I think it's got to be a lot of coaching adjustments and a lot of just adjustments by the players on how they're going about their game if you're going to see any kind of change on either end.
Rochester 23, Eden Christian 18. Halftime coming to a quick end. We'll take another quick break, bring you half number 2 when we return to the 2018 Class Single A Girls Basketball Championships. It's first round action brought to you by Carlow University here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hi, this is Josh Roundtree with the new Trib Live High School Sports Network's PIHL Power Play Show. This winter, myself and the coach, Kevin Zilmansky, will bring you the most comprehensive coverage of high school hockey in Western PA. Hey, Kevin, any suggestions on how we can pull it off?
We're not goons. We're not bullies. No matter what people say or do, we have to be ourselves.
Okay. Well, word is that you've been letting success go to your head a bit.
Okay, what I do is none of your business. Is that clear?
This should be a fun season. It's the PIHL Power Play Show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Recor-Tan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com.
If you're a working professional ready to move up in your career, Seton Hill University has a program just for you. Seton Hill's adult degree program offers flexible undergraduate degree courses in areas like accounting, criminal justice, business, and human services. The adult degree program has 5 start dates a year and offers convenient course times, financial aid, a 96% placement rate, and career services for life. Register for our next info session and learn more at setonhill.edu/ADP. Seton Hill University, this way up. Back at North Hills High School, 23-18, Rochester with the lead here in the Class 1A first round girls basketball tournament. Let's take a look real quick around the rest of Class 1A. Remember, all games, 155 teams in boys and girls basketball across the WPIAL made it to the playoffs. 143 games, that means, as Sir Don Rebel had to learn the hard way on the Round Ball Report. 143 games, all broadcast here on the network. Winner of this game will take on the number 2 seed, West Green, who had a first-round bye. Number 1 seed, Winchester Thurston, also had a first-round bye. They will take on the winner of Cornell and Avella. Cornell leading 18-17 at the half. Swickley Academy is the 4 seed in the top half of the bracket. They take on the winner of Aquinas Academy and Mapletown, waiting on a halftime score from Baldwin High School for that one. And also on the bottom half of the bracket with this Rochester-Eden game, Quigley Catholic, the 3 seed, takes on the winner of St. Joseph's and Geibel Catholic, and it looks like that will be St. Joe's as they lead 44-19 at the halftime break. And remember, this is the first of a triple header here today. Next up will be Class 6A boys between Pine Richland and Bethel Park. That tip-off scheduled to be at 1:30 if all remains on schedule. And then we'll finish up with the quote-unquote nightcap 3 o'clock game between Central Valley and Deer Lakes in Class 4A girls hoops. So triple headers all across the WPIAL here today. Alongside Noah Hiles, I'm James Dotson. Giving you live video feed is Ms. Chelsea Roundtree, giving us some pretty pictures and luckily keeping the camera out there on the floor, Noah, and not looking at us because nobody wants to see that.
Speak for yourself, man.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, look, yeah, jeez. Get him a first gig
Hey,
on the camera.
I'm just kidding.
Second half is about to get ready. Rochester with the 5-point advantage, and if you're Eden Christian, you have to be pleased with the fact that, you've made a lot of mistakes. You've really, played too fast at times, given up a lot of second and third chance opportunities, but you're only trailing by 5. You got out of the first half with a close game, a nice run at the end. So, anything's possible now as they start half number 2.
They're 2 shots away from leading. In a way, I mean, it sounds crazy because they haven't hit a three-pointer all game, but 2 shots away from taking the lead.
Well, there is this thing as an old school three-point play as well, Noah, don't forget.
That's true.
Teams have switched sides. Rochester in the white uniforms coming from right to left with first possession. White leather kicks it over to the corner. Pass down low to Mack. Her shot no good. Driving in to get the offensive rebound and no good on the putback is Babel. Third chance attempt. It's saved in the corner by Rochester, and we're going to have a traveling violation as going to her knees to be able to get the ball was Jessica Reynolds, but she slid across the floor. She'll commit the turnover.
More of the same. More of the same by both teams here as we open up the third quarter.
Sounding like a broken record, but
yeah.
16th turnover for Eden, 16 apiece now in the turnover department. White leather left wide open, top of the key. Her shot no good. Good box out gets Mia Anthony the offensive rebound. Ball goes to Mack down low, and she's going to travel as she tried to kick the ball back out, just shuffling the feet for another turnover.
And now let's see what Eden Christian does here in their first possession of offense. There's no press. You get a little bit more time to calm down, create an open look.
It will be Herring to bring it across the timeline for Eden Christian, one of the 2 leading scorers for the Lady Warriors with 6 points in that first half. She hands it off to Shear running the weave. Gets it to Fleischman, who kills the dribble. Hands it back over, almost knocked away from Herring. She's able to track it back down along the right wing. Looks to set up the weave again, fakes the pass, she'll drive, put an 8-foot runner up, no good. Gets her offensive rebound, put back up, rattles around, no good. But she'll draw contact and go to the free throw line. Taylor Herring with the second chance opportunity, maybe the first offensive rebound we've seen for Eden here today.
Very nice possession there by the Warriors. They took their time, they set something up top, and then Herring saw an opening, drove the lane, created her own shot, didn't work the first time, second time, now at the charity stripe.
So first free throw attempts for her today. Takes her time and nothing but net on the shot. Cuts the lead to 23-19. We got a Monsters, Inc. on the court.
I like that.
You might be the first person who's understood that reference.
Of course.
23-19. There's no sock on Dawn Rebel's shirt, though.
But there is a lot of panic out there.
There is. That is true. 7:05 left in the third quarter. Second free throw on the way for Eden, and it's good as well. Gives Herring 8 and cuts the lead down to 3. One possession game and full court pressure being put on by Eden. Pass over the top, gets it up to Mia Anthony, but she took an extra step before she laid it up and in. So now it's Rochester who's going a bit too quickly.
And I like Eden's strategy. We're gonna throw your game right back in your face. We're gonna press you coming out in the second half. We're gonna try to get to the line. We're gonna try to work it in down low.
Across the timeline comes Eden. Here early in the third quarter, they trail by 3. Pass goes left wing to Shear. Loses the dribble, but she's able to get it over to a teammate. And we're going to have a blocking foul on the dribble drive attempt from Fleischman. Looks like they're going to get Jasmine Mack with the personal.
I believe Rochester, what they only have, like 2 fouls the first half?
3.
3, and they've already got 2 in the third quarter here, just a couple minutes in. So Eden really doing a good job trying to get to the line and create a little bit more of a physical game.
On the inbounds pass, shot no good, but getting the offensive rebound and smacked right back away on that rebound attempt was Merrick. Able to maintain possession, though, is Eden. Shot no good from Fleischman, and we're going to have an over back on the offensive rebound. So a couple of good chances for Eden Christian. Can't get them to fall. And I think what you said about the physicality, that's definitely come out in full force in the early going as Jessica Reynolds picks up her second.
Just a full court man-to-man press, or woman-to-woman, I should say. And we're going to see if this creates anything. Eden seems like the faster team, so they should be able to cover this.
I want to give a check. The last foul against Eden Christian, or against Rochester, was actually against Alexis Robinson, not Jasmine Mack. So to check for those keeping score at home. 23-20, Rochester with the lead. 6:20 left to go in the third quarter. Dribble drive, step back from Robinson, 12-footer, no good. Off the backboard, on the offensive rebound, going down to the floor to get it is Jasmine Mack. She'll put it back up, can't get it to go. That's because she had 2 Eden defenders hanging on her arm. She'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you can see the full court pressure is forcing Robinson and the rest of the Rams to take quick shots because It's making them a little scramble brain. But my only worry about the Warriors' full court presser is they only have an 8-girl roster, and they're not as deep as Rochester is. Will they be able to have the stamina to continue this the whole game?
First free throw, nothing but net.
That also might be why they decided to do this in the second half as opposed to do it the whole game.
That's true as well. We'll keep an eye on the fouls with only 8 players on the bench. Also could become an issue. We've seen 7 of those 8 in the contest today for Eden. Second free throw rattles around, no good. Bouncing around for the rebound and getting it, saving it from going out of bounds was Schinke. Mack now with possession. She gets it out between the circles to Whiteleather. She drives, finds Schinke open in the left corner. Her 3-ball rattles, no good. Backside rebound controlled by Eden. Outlet pass is knocked away by Schinke, but it'll go out of bounds. Possession will change over to Eden Christian.
Both teams, if they've done one good thing today, it has been just cutting off the passing lanes. And it's not like they've been throwing a lot of rainbows out there. Good crisp passes, just awesome intuition on both ends.
Shear with the 3-man weave. She kicks it back out towards Fleischman's off her hands, but able to track it down was Herring. Ball now in the corner to Merrick. She drives baseline. Cross-court pass. Finds the open player. No good as the ball rattles around. No good. Offensive rebound put back for Merrick. Can't get it to go, but she'll get fouled on the play.
And that goal at the right side, it is not layup friendly. It is not layup friendly.
I believe it was Jess Reynolds on that far side who had the little 8-foot bunny, and all the fans in front of us from Eden Christian were going crazy as the ball literally was down and out. And now a chance for 2 free throws for Eden. First one up and good for Natalie Merrick, and I think that's one of the keys we're going to have to keep looking at is free throws. Eden doing a good job from the charity stripe. Rochester still struggling.
That might be the difference in this one. If Eden's able to come back, you're going to look at the points left at the foul line by the Rams.
Currently 3 of 11 is Rochester from the free throw line. Second free throw here for Eden, no good. Defensive rebound for Deshae Levette, who just checked in. Quickly up the court, a wide open Whiteleather. She lays it up and good. The senior guard, Olivia Whiteleather, with the easy bucket. She's got 7. Quickly to the other end, driving right down the lane, but losing it on her way to the hoop was Kaylee Shear, and the sophomore gives a little pound to the wall as she lost control.
Trying to play too fast. We talked about that. That's been their problem all day.
26-21, Rochester with the lead. 5:20 remaining here in the third quarter. Inbounds pass towards half court is going to get knocked away. Possession will stay with the Rams as it was deflected out of bounds by Herring of Eden.
And though that pass wasn't completed, that's something that the Rams are probably still happy about. They get to set up their offense. They get to, have a little bit of off defense to deal with as opposed to Eden being right up in their face.
Back into that zone defense. They work it down low to Levette. She lays it up and in. Big height advantage for Deshae Levette, and she gets her first bucket on the easy deuce.
And there's no way you can stop that if you're the Warriors. There's no way you can stop that with the height that they have down low.
Dribble drive going right into Levette on the other end. No good, but the ball comes right back into Herring's hands. She puts it back up and good. She's now in double figures with 10.
And now they call off the press, going right back into the zone, trying to give their team a little bit of a breather, I think.
Reynolds, a 5'4 freshman, having to guard Levette.
Nice pass.
Pass to Mack. Her shot rattles home, and she's fouled. Good job to maintain control while in the air and get the shot up. She'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
Whiteleather does a good job working it down low to Levette. Levette doesn't turn her, keeps her back to the hoop, keeps her eyes open, and finds a cutting Mack right to the basket. And, of course, props to Mack, finishing with the and one. Let's see if she can get the 3-point play the old-fashioned way that I forgot to mention when we came out of halftime.
Levette, 5'10", was being guarded down low by Jessica Reynolds at 5'4". Big matchup advantage for the Rams, and they work it to perfection. Mack with the free throw to complete the 3-point play, hits back iron, no good, and Shearer gets the rebound.
And Levette kind of jumped the gun there on that free throw, and that kind of came back to bite her as it went right where she would have been had she left when she was supposed to.
Shearer drives the lane, can't get it to go. Rochester with the defensive rebound, and Mack will bring it across the timeline. Now finds Whiteleather. It's a 7-point lead for Rochester. Right wing now down low to Levette. She'll get the deflected pass up and in, and right now it's Deshae Levette taking over here in the third quarter.
Keep throwing fuel on that fire. Deshae Levette playing excellent basketball here in the third quarter, passing, rebounding, and, of course, scoring.
In the absence of the 5'11" Margaret Bovard as a potential guard for her down low is some trouble, and a pass down low is going to go out of bounds through the hands of Eden Christian. Looked like it was Katie Kirby who tried to track it down but could not get to it in time. It's a 9-point lead, the biggest of the game for the Rams.
Now, if I'm Rochester on this press, I just let Levette rest down underneath the hoop, say, wait here, we're going to get you the ball. And that's what they're going to try to do again. Look, they're working it in. Look at this mismatch down low.
Yeah, they're trying to isolate her, and now they're going to try to set up the play from the sideline for Coach Iannini. Dribble drive, nice pass down low, jump stop, up and in. Dribble drive, Schinke finds Levette. She's got 6 all in this quarter. You called it, Noah.
You can't stop it. When they execute that without traveling or throwing a pass out of bounds, just the size mismatch alone, you cannot stop that.
34-23, biggest lead of the game for Rochester, starting to flex their muscles here in the second half. Dribble drive, we're going to have a hand check call, I believe, against White Leather as she bodied up against the dribble drive of Haley Fleischman.
Now they're trailing by double digits. Biggest deficit of the game for the Warriors, 11 points. And they're going to take smart timeout there by Coach Will Smith. Try to, get them back in this.
Yeah, 3:29 left to go. It's 32-23 in favor of Rochester. We'll take a quick break. Be back in a moment. You're listening to the 2018 WPIAL Girls Basketball Playoffs. They're brought to you by Carlow University, and it's here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
And coming up after the game, we'll have the UPMC Sports Medicine scoring recap brought to you by the Stay Strong and Play On program of UPMC Sports Medicine. We'll also have, hopefully between our games, the post-game interview brought to you by Carlow University, proud sponsor of all girls scholastic sports here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll have a conversation with either Coach CJ Iannini or Coach Will Smith, whatever one can get jiggy with it up here as quickly as possible. We waited long enough.
Yeah.
We waited long enough to make a Will Smith reference.
Yeah.
Back to the action with an 11-point lead. Rochester on defense. Eden with the ball. Trapped in the corner. Pass towards the middle. It's going to get deflected and intercepted by White Leather. She'll cross the timeline. Looks right wing. Three-pointer on the way from Schinke. Short, no good. Long rebound corralled by Eden. Looking to run quickly is Shear. She's going to go one-on-one with White Leather. Goes up and loses control on the way up again. Out of bounds. Turnover back to Rochester.
And, Coach Smith, we're seeing him coach on the hardwood, but on the playground is where he normally spent most of his days.
All right, we've had enough.
All right, yeah, we're done. I had to tie the score there.
3 minutes left in the third quarter. It's an 11-point lead for Rochester. Ball goes to Schinke. High post to Mack. Now kicking it back out to White Leather. Looking to work it down low. Schinke with the three-pointer. Short, misses everything. Mack is going to track down the rebound for Rochester.
Don't abandon your strategy. Keep working it in low. They're trying to double-team Levette. Still keep working it in there.
They do instead go to the high post to Jasmine Mack. She dribbles, puts it up, no good, but we're going to have an over the back, I should say, against Levette on the rebound attempt. Good job that time. Good defensive adjustment by Eden to get that double team and having someone help defense over the top.
But that double team, that's going to open up things, and not necessarily even outside shots. You saw right there, it was Mack that could drive the high post, got the good look. You just got to capitalize on that.
And good job not forcing it into Levette either there by Schinke. On the dribble drive going right at Levette at this end. We're going to have a foul on the floor as Herring. Good job going right at the taller defender and able to draw contact. And
that's her third foul.
She just picked up 2 in the last 10 seconds. So with the third foul, she will check out. And checking back in will be Mia Anthony, the 5'5 junior.
And that is so big for the Warriors. You're trailing. You take their biggest weapon off the court there by getting her in foul trouble.
And she started to take control of this third quarter. Eden with possession. Shear working the weave. She'll now dribble drive towards the left baseline. Loses control again. Able to corral it before it goes out of bounds. Kicks it back out to Fleischman. She goes to the foul line, and she lost control of the pivot foot for another turnover. That's number 21.
Maybe they wax these floors a little bit too much. There's got to be something. A lot of slipping and sliding.
Slipping, sliding. Just you also wonder, too, now that you have playoffs and you have the quote-unquote professional crews, if maybe sometimes you have some of those scenarios get let go during the regular season. Pass, extra one goes to the corner to Robinson. Her shot misses everything, too strong. Good job to save the rebound for Eden Christian. That was Kirby going out of bounds, able to corral it and maintain possession. Now on the other end, they drive the lane, does Herring, no good. And the defensive rebound on the floor, able to corral it, is Whiteleather. She quickly works it up the court, finds Robinson. She's looking for Mack down low. Instead, we'll pull it back out to Schinke with 1:40 left to go. Robinson gets it back, left open in the left corner. Her shot too strong, no good again. Defensive rebound for Eden. They're going to, if they hurry, with a 2-on-1, but a good job in defensive transition for Rochester.
And Shearer's got to keep her head up. She had a wide open player cutting right to the lane. I believe it was Fleischman. Didn't see her.
1:20 now on the clock, an 11-point lead for Rochester. It's been over 4.5 minutes since Eden's gotten the ball in the bucket. Crossover dribble drive for Fleischman into the lane. Her shot no good. Robinson gets the rebound. Dribbles out of trouble. The freshman, she looks up, finds the open man, takes a deflection. She gets it back, gives it over the Whiteleather. Up, good, and the foul. Great play all around. Looked up for Mia Anthony. It was a good defensive play to tip it. Anthony finds it back to Robinson. Beautiful bounce pass to the cutting Whiteleather. She has the chance at the three-point play.
And poor Kaylee Shear, she does a great job hustling back on defense to break up that pass, which would have been an easy layup. And her teammates don't hustle back and help her out. She's left down to defend a 3-on-1, and she can't do that by herself.
Now you're starting to see, as you mentioned earlier, with only 8 people on the bench, Noah, a couple of hands on hips, hands on heads, maybe starting to get a little bit winded. See if Coach Smith starts using his timeouts a little bit more strategically. On the missed free throw, trying for the three-point play, Jasmine Mack goes right in. She'll get the held ball. Possession will go back over to Eden.
And Coach Smith wanted an over-the-back call there. That might have been the first questionable call today. I think overall the Zebras have done pretty well.
50 seconds left on the clock. Eden trailing by 13. Working the weave. They get it to Shear. Shear on the left wing now. Crossover. She looks to drive left baseline, and she's going to get drawing a hand check against Mia Anthony.
And they're holding on to the ball too long. When they do that weave, they got to move quick. They've got to make decisions fast. And too much dribbling by one person there.
Mia Anthony just picked up her third, so she will check out. Anthony and Levette each with 3 fouls, and that was team foul number 7. So we have 1-1 coming the rest of the way for Eden. After only drawing 3 fouls in the first half, getting to the charity stripe, definitely a point of emphasis, and now a chance for them to get points at the line. First one rattles home for Kaylee Shear.
And that's where all their points have come from pretty much in this third quarter. I think they maybe have 1 or 2 field goals, and the rest have come from the foul line. And if they're going to fight back in this game, that's how it's going to be done now that they're already in the bonus with a whole quarter left to play.
1 bucket this quarter from Taylor Herring. You're right, the rest on free throws. On the bonus, bank is open for Kaylee Shear.
It's only noon on Saturday. They don't close till a little bit later.
Well, closed on Monday for President's Day, but going to be open here today. Cuts the lead back down to 11.
Serving the community by broadcasting sports and informing them about important information.
3-pointer finally falls for Alexis Robinson. She's had 4 or 5 attempts from over there. Finally gets one to go. Biggest lead of the night, 14 points now for Rochester. 20 seconds left. Pass goes down low, and we're going to have an over-the-back call against Jasmine Mack. And again, more free throws upcoming for Eden.
And that's what you got to do. Shots aren't falling. They're beating you up inside. They're in your face. Take advantage of them playing up close, despite being in the bonus, and just get to the line.
First free throw is good for Kayla Carnahan, who was fouled on the play. She'll get the bonus on the 1-and-1.
One thing they need to worry about, they cannot let Robinson get hot from outside because they've done well inside. They've done well rebounding. They're getting enough second chances as it is. If they can get some outside shooting, this game will be over.
Lane violation called as Carnahan stepped over the foul line during her shot. So possession goes to Rochester. 15 seconds left on the third quarter clock as they cross the timeline. Ball goes to the right corner to Schinke. Back to the top of the key. 3-pointer on the way. Bank open again. This time it's Bethany Bartow getting into the action from downtown. 2 seconds left. Half-court heave on the way. Back iron no good from Taylor Herring. That's how the third quarter comes to the end, and a big third quarter it was for the Rochester Rams. They lead 42-26 over Eden Christian. We'll take a quick break, come back for quarter number 4 when we return to the 2018 Class 1A Girls Basketball Playoffs. They're brought to you by Carle University here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out, I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Inside the WPIAL Wrestling Circle every Monday at 7 o'clock on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Each week, we'll take a look at the latest happenings on the mat from around the WPIAL, talk with coaches, and get you set for what's to come as the season rolls on. Come out and see us every Monday as the show we broadcast live from 40 Bar and Grill just west of Washington on Route 40. Inside the WPIAL Wrestling Circle every Monday night at 7 o'clock only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Quarter number 4, 8 minutes on the clock. Rochester with the 42-26 advantage over Eden Christian in the Class 1A 7-10 matchup. Alongside Noah Hiles, I'm James Dotson. Chelsea Roundtree on camera duty today as we give you live video. And reminder that all 12 championship games at the Peterson Events Center will be broadcast live video on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. First time for live video coverage of the championships in a decade. Fourth quarter underway. Rochester with first possession. Pass goes over to Anthony. She looks dribble drive. Pass goes through the legs of a teammate and finds Jasmine Mack just like they drew it up,
yeah,
Noah.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what he wrote down on the clipboard there coming out of the half.
Three-pointer from Fleischman. No good. Offensive rebound goes to Eden. They get it right back to Fleischman, who was wide open cutting the lane. Instead, pass comes too late. It's going to be intercepted by the Rams. Quickly down at the other end. Pass goes down low for Babel. Goes off her hand. She's able to corral it before it goes out of bounds. She's left open again. This pass just too high and too hot to handle. Good look, but not a good pass from Whiteleather.
And if you're Rochester, you're winning by 18. You do not have to make those risky passes down low into traffic, forcing your players to jump up and make a play. Take it easy. Ice this clock a little bit.
See if that's the message that will be sent next time down the court from Coach Iannini. Fleischman with the ball for Eden, working around the perimeter. Now Shear, all in the left wing. She looks dribble drive towards the baseline, runs out of room, kicks it back out now to Herring. Herring passes it down low. We're going to have another reach and foul over the back against Babel. That's about the third or fourth time we've seen that called in this quarter. That's team foul number 9 against the Rams.
They're one away from the double bonus now, which is big, but when you're down by 18, you should probably be looking for shots more outside than inside.
8 of 12 from the free throw line tonight is Eden Christian. Carnahan's first free throw, back iron, no good. Mack able to pull down the rebound. So missing the front end there was Kayla Carnahan. Rochester now in possession. We'll see if they do go into icing the clock mode. 6:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. They force it down low to Mack. Ball on the ground. It's going to be turned over. Back to Eden.
Only a 9-second possession there by Rochester.
2-on-1 developing, going right at the defender was Merrick. No foul call, and there we will get one on the other end, coming back across the timeline as Merrick reaches in from behind against Schinke.
And like I said, I like the ball movement. I'm all about working it down low. But if I'm Rochester, I'm saying you count to 15 with that ball at the top of the key. Just pass it back and forth, and then you set something up. You got to kill this clock down, especially because the other team's in the bonus. You can't allow them to creep back in this.
Merrick will sit down with her 4th personal foul, and turnover drawn right at midcourt, and then turnover right back is going to the ground was Eden Christian. 18-foot jumper on the way for Rochester, rattles around, no good off of Schinke's hand. Defensive rebound for Eden. Turnovers, back and forth. Eden staying alive, but then they turn it right back over. It's a nice steal by Schinke. She goes one-on-one. She gives it right back. So might as well just get a recording of us saying turnover the way this fourth quarter has started. Shot no good on the offensive rebound. Going to get pushed in the process, though. They're going to call the push against Ashley Carnahan of Eden Christian. So she's going to pick up her 3rd personal, and that's team foul number 6 against Eden. So free throws coming the rest of the way for Rochester now as well.
And I'll tell you what, that's actually kind of good for Eden Christian, because if Rochester can't make foul shots, you might have to revert to like the hack-a-shack method.
3 for 11 right now from the charity stripe today for Rochester. On the other end, 8 for 13 for Eden.
The only problem is you can't go hack-a-shack because you only have 8 players.
That's very true.
You can only give so many fouls.
Ball goes left corner. That was Robinson who just checked back in. Whiteleather will pop one from the top of the key. Nothing but net.
Things are starting to work really well for the Rams offensively, both inside and now outside. That's their 3rd three-pointer of the second half.
Dribble drive from the left wing. goes Herring. Her shot goes too strong, no good. Out of bounds, last touched by Eden. It's a 47-26 lead for Rochester. And in talking with their coaching staff before the game, they said if it all depends on how we shoot. Well, they didn't shoot well in the first half. Lots of missed jumpers and lots of missed layups. Now those outside shots are starting to fall.
And with the outside shooting, what they've been able to do is they rest their star underneath Deshae Levette. She hasn't even really got any minutes here in the fourth quarter ever since she came out with her third foul halfway through the third.
Robinson, three-pointer, no good. She ends up getting it back on the offensive rebound. Dribble drive, no good. Mack with the third chance opportunity, up, in, and the foul.
And they're running away with it now, James. Biggest lead of the day, 23 points with a chance to make it 24.
She now has 9, does Jasmine Mack, as Carnahan picks up her fourth foul. So both Carnahan and Merrick with 4 fouls. They both sit on the bench, as coming back into the game is Jessica Reynolds. It's the biggest lead of the night at 23 points now for the Rochester Rams. Mack's free throw rattles around, no good. Another offensive rebound, put back, no good. Tip up again from Robinson, no good. She gets it back on the backside. This time she'll pull it back out. Three-pointer from the left wing coming from White Leather. Too strong, no good. And we're going to have a push in the back on the rebound against Alexis Robinson.
4 tries there. And it probably would have been a 5th had that foul not been called.
Yeah, and a good notice is she did give a little push into the back against the other 15, Jessica Reynolds. But that's the one thing that Rochester does not want to see right now, with Eden being in the double bonus, is that you have a foul 84 feet away from the hoop, and now you're giving 3 free throws.
And it's going to turn into a free throw shooting contest here soon, because they're probably going to revert to making this team go to the line, because they can't. That's the only place they can't score from right now.
And double bonus the rest of the way. First one up and good for Jessica Reynolds for her first points of the evening. And the first points of the fourth quarter as well for Eden Christian. They trail 49-27 with just under 5 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter.
And Eden Christian, like we said, very young team, led by a lot of freshmen. They had their only senior miss today because of a concussion. And I got to give props to the coaching. They had a great game plan, and they're just outmatched athletically and size-wise and experience, and that's tough to overcome. But they've done great as far as creating looks and amazing from the foul line.
Second one there from the foul line, though, no good for Jessica Reynolds, and defensive rebound for Deshae Levette, who just checked back into the game, as did Bethany Bartow for Rochester. They're trying to work it down low to Levette, who has a big mismatch. They get it to her. She lays it up and in. Just too easy. Giving up 7 or 8 inches down low there was Jessica Reynolds. Not even fair.
No.
Three-pointer from the left wing. Deep three, no good from Fleischman. And we're going to have a foul on the offensive rebound. As flying through there it looked like Herring and Shear going to the ball.
Yeah, Herring has been all over the floor all today. She's maybe turned the ball over a couple times, but she's had great vision as far as distributing the passes. I think she leads their team in scoring. She does a good job getting to the line, and she's played great defense. Overall, fantastic effort from number 2.
And now she gets 2 free throws as well, with their team trailing 51-27 here in the fourth quarter. First one rattles around, no good. Now free throws not coming quite so easily for the Lady Warriors.
And that's the fatigue kicking in when you're only, dressing 8 and playing about 6 consistently. That's going to happen. Your legs get a little tired.
Gets her legs under this one, and it rattles around. And again, there's a lid on the bucket. 0 for 2 from the line there is Eden in Taylor Herring. Rebound with Rochester. They have the ball with 4:15 left to go, and ball's going to be dribbled out of bounds off of Bartow's own leg.
Thank goodness for that turnover. They got Deshae Levette matched up against, Jessica Reynolds, 5'4" freshman. She needs another player to sit on her shoulders for that to be an even matchup.
So she's doing her best down there.
She's giving it all she has.
She gets the ball high post, hands it right back off to Herring, driving the lane, up and good. Herring with 12 to lead the way for the Warriors. Still a 51-29 lead, though, for Rochester midway through quarter number 4. With the ball is Schinke of Rochester. She looks dribble drive, being hounded by Shear. Crossover. She drives to the elbow, kicks out to the corner. 18-footer, foot on the line, no good from the corner off of Bartow's hand. And quickly in transition up the court goes Eden, but taking the extra step towards the hoop was Katie Kirby for another turnover on the traveling violation.
And, this might be the time to just put in your 5 freshmen, let them all get some postseason experience, even the ones who didn't start. The whole team's coming back next year, so I guess it doesn't really matter who you play. But let's get everyone some minutes. Let's let everyone learn from this.
Some good experience you can be getting here from the last 3:38 minutes of play. And I'll tell you what, too, Eden's still playing hard, giving some full-court pressure look.
Yep.
White leather being hounded by Fleischman. Across the timeline. Swings it over to Mack. Pass goes down low to Anthony. She kicks it back out. It's going to be deflected on the way back out, though, off of Eden last. So inbound's going to come from an awkward spot in the corner for Rochester with 3:25 left to go. Rochester with a 20-point lead.
I'll tell you what, they're playing the first half, didn't show it, but this Rochester team, they might be the sleeper of Class A.
Three-pointer left wing, nothing but net. Finding her touch now is Alexis Robinson.
What you're seeing with the shooting, with the physicality down low, with their depth, and they've had a tough schedule, I think they could be a team that upset a few of the top seeds.
Dribble drive and a pass across to Jess Reynolds. Looked like a clean block, but the block coming from behind got a little bit of body to Data Robinson, so she'll pick up the foul, and 2 free throws coming up for Jessica Reynolds. 3:08 left to go here in quarter number 4. Long pause at the line. Good high arcing shot, up and good. Jess Reynolds with her second points.
Got to make sure mom's got her camera ready, you're shooting foul shots in the WPIAL playoffs.
3:08 remaining on the fourth quarter clock. Remember, coming up after the game, we'll have our scoring recap brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine. Also have our post-game interview brought to you by Carlow University. Second shot up and good as well. Reynolds 3 of 4 from the free throw line in this quarter. Makes the score 54-31 in favor of Rochester. White leather throws it to Mack. Mack wasn't ready for it, able to corral it. Little screen and roll, gets it down to Mack, up and in. Good pass from Mia Anthony. Mack with the deuce. Mack and Levette flexing the muscle in the second half, working the ball down low. Now on the other end, dribble drive, Fleischman, she lays it up. Contested shot, no good. Rebound is going to be a held ball. Possession will stay with Eden Christian.
And if I'm West Green, I believe they're the 2 seed. Yes, and I know they're a really good team, but I'm throwing the first half tape out the window from this one. I'm watching Rochester, how they've played in these last 2 quarters. That's the Rochester team you're going to get in your second round matchup against them, and they're no joke when they're playing how they can play.
Nice dribble drive there from Carly Shear, but on her reverse layup attempt, couldn't get it to fall. Possession goes back to Rochester. 2:30 left to go. Dribble drive from Robinson right into the lane, up and good. Alexis Robinson now with 14 points for the Rams. Pass up the court out of the reach of Fleischman for turnover number 26 on the day for Eden Christian. And that's just been the way it's been all day long for Eden. Just can't quite connect on some of these little things.
But as we said, they're not giving up, showing a lot of heart, keeping the full court press going, trying to force some turnovers. Seeing some new faces coming in here for the Warriors.
So we have Helena Flinchbaugh into the game for Eden Christian. 3-man weave and a nice drive right through the lane. Again with the clear out from Levette, and it's a lay-in for Mia Anthony.
Just how the Globetrotters run it right there.
They didn't get the official involved in the play, though.
Yeah, and then there was no whistling.
We won't go sweet Georgia Brown on you, but it's a 60-31 lead for Rochester, and we're going to have a turnover as Fleischman shuffled her feet. No, they're actually going to say a foul before the travel. So 2 shots up and coming for Haley Fleischman. So as mentioned, looks like Rochester with a 29-point lead will advance to play West Green. That game will be played on Friday, site and time to be determined.
And as the Warriors season is about to come to an end here, like we've mentioned, there's some definite positives to take away from this year. You have the entire team that played today, they're coming back. 2 of your better players, Herring and Fleischman, they're both freshmen. They got a lot of growing to do, but, they show a lot of potential to be some stars as their careers go on. Good fundamentals, and they seem to know the game as well. A lot more to come from this Eden Christian group in the next couple of seasons.
Growing mentally and physically, for that matter. As mentioned, 6 freshmen on the team. with the ball is Alicia Martin into the game for the first time for Rochester. Her pass deflected out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Lady Rams with 1:34 left on the fourth quarter clock.
And I like there's no dribbling it out or anything. You keep playing to the whistle. Just play basketball. I like that.
Ball goes to Levette. She hands it right over to Schinke. Her dribble drive shot no good. Offensive rebound putback attempt from Bardo no good, but that's because she had a player hanging on her back. She'll have 2 free throws coming with 1:28 left to go.
Lady Warriors foul charged to number 1.
They charge that on Kaylee Shear. Her second. It's 60-32. Rochester with the lead. First free throw up no good. Another sub coming in for the Lady Rams. That's 35, Callista Seibert.
Nice to see everyone getting a chance here to play in the final minute and a half or so. Rochester does a really good job finishing this one off with some class.
Second free throw is up, rattles home for Bartow. She's got 4.
Gym really starting to fill up here.
The big 6A game coming up next between Pine Richland and the 2-time defending WPIAL champions and Bethel Park. Driving right into the defense there was Eden Christian, and Martin able to get the block and the rebound and give possession back to Rochester. Ball goes to Levette.
I want to see Levette hit a 3 here.
She sets the high screen instead. Dribble drive there for Bartow. Partially blocked, but possession maintained with Robinson. Gets it out to Seibert. She hands it back off to Bartow. Bartow goes right side to Robinson. Robinson with the high screen from Levette, working the screen and roll. Gets it right down to her. She backs her way in. No good. Gets the offensive rebound. Put back. No foul call. Ball on the floor. Possession with Eden. 61-32. Oh, she wanted it, but probably a good job for the officials to swallow the whistle a bit here late in the ball game. Turnover on the errant pass at midcourt. Robinson looks for Seibert. Seibert tries to get it back to her and took an extra step in the process. Good idea on the 2-on-1 move, but could not execute the pass. Jensen Hoffmeyer-Gordon into the ball game as well now with less than a minute to play for Rochester. A 61-32 advantage for the Rams with 25 seconds on the clock.
A game of 2 halves.
Merrick, cross-court pass to Herring. Her three-pointer short, no good. Offensive rebound for Flinchbaugh, and then it bounces out of bounds off her hands. So the ball will go back over to Rochester. 16 seconds on the clock, 61-32. Rochester with the lead. Robinson inbounds, gets it to Seibert. Seibert will hand it off to Bartow in the backcourt, looking across the timeline, and she's going to get called for an offensive foul as she lowers her shoulder into the Eden defender.
Rochester foul, charge number 31.
10 seconds left.
They call the offensive foul. No one even realizes that it was called an offensive foul. They all thought it was defense.
Setting up for a free throw on the other end.
So 11 seconds on the clock as Eden inbounds for the final time. Go left wing, back up between the circles. Herring, cross court. Shear, 3 seconds on the clock. Herring doesn't see the clock, and she's just going to dribble it out. Your final score, Rochester advances. Rochester 61, Eden Christian 32. Take a quick break, come back to recap and give you your scoring recap and post-game interview. That's when we return to high school basketball, brought to you by Carly University here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Trib Live has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment. Lifestyles, opinion, weather, photo galleries, video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
For a weekly in-depth look at boys and girls high school basketball in the district, log on to the WPIAL Round Ball Report every Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Join experts Chris Harlan, Sean Myers, and James Dotson for coaches' interviews and the latest hoops news around the WPIAL. Oh, and Don Rebel is back on the show as well. That's the WPIAL Round Ball Report, Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Final here from North Hills High School, 61-32 in favor of the Rochester Rams. We have Coach Iannini coming right in. Go ahead and have a seat, Coach, if you want.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'll take a knee here right beside you. Your Rochester Rams with the victory tonight, 61-32. Kind of a sluggish first half there, Coach, with a bunch of turnovers, and it felt like a lid on the basket. But what do you say to your team at halftime when you have those third and fourth opportunities that they just don't seem to fall?
One of the things with our team we've been struggling with all season long is trying to get going in the first half. Statistically, we just haven't been able to figure that out and put that together. So what we told them at halftime was, listen, frustration. I think we missed 7 layups in the first half. We were 2 for 10 from the foul line. We said, you're a second half team. Time to come out and do what you do best. And the girls rose to the occasion, and we came out strong in the second half, and get some shots to fall, and things open up when the shots start falling. Plus, we were able to get the ball inside. That's
what I was about to say. Getting it inside to Shea Levette with 8 points all there in the second half. Jasmine Mack really stepped up in the second half as well. Point of emphasis, getting it down and using your height advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime a team goes zone, you want to work inside out. So with bringing DeShane off the bench, getting her going, and then Jasmine getting going, that opens things up for the shooters like White Leather and Robinson can get going. So it's always give and take.
So after Levette goes out with the foul trouble, you guys really go back to the outside shooting there late in the third quarter, fourth quarter. Was that a plan adjustment, or did you just kind of have to go on the fly and say we're going to rely on the 3-ball late?
Yeah, we got shooters on our team. There's no doubt about it. It's just a matter of they get a little frustrated when the shots don't fall. And that's just immaturity on a little bit. I got a freshman out there. I got a couple juniors in first playoff experience starting on the court. So, once the shots start falling, it builds confidence up for a young team. And that's what we wanted to do. Once the shots start falling, you rely on your senior with White Leather, and she was able to hit some shots. It just gets us going.
Now, Coach, the strong section you played in this year certainly getting you prepared for playoff basketball. Now coming up the 2 seed in West Green. Have you seen anything on them yet, and what do you expect to see as you get ready for your game on Friday?
I haven't really watched any film or anything on them yet. We see they put up a lot of points per game. We played them last year in the same scenario, so we have last year's film. They like to press. Good, strong conference record. They got 3 fantastic guards. So, yeah, we're looking excited for the rematch to play them. We want an opportunity to showcase what we can do, and hopefully we can just put it together for 4 quarters and go at number 2.
Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck and congrats on the win tonight.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Coach C.J. Iannini in his first year as the head coach of the Rochester Lady Rams. That's our post-game interview brought to you by Carlow University, sponsoring the Carlow University, the proud sponsor of all girls high school sports here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Real quickly, we'll get you the UPMC Sports Medicine scoring recap for Rochester. Leading scorer Alexis Robinson with 14 points off the bench, matching her season average. Also in double figures, Olivia White Leather with 12, Jasmine Mack with 11. 4 points apiece for Mia Anthony and Bethany Bartow, and 2 points apiece for Victoria Schinke, Lydia Babel, and Deshae Levette. On the other side for Eden Christian, leading scorer Taylor Herring with 12 points. Haley Fleischman finishes with 7. 4 for Kaylee Shear, 3 apiece for Natalie Merrick and Jessica Reynolds, and 1 point for Kayla Carnahan. You're scoring by quarter. Rochester 13-10, 19-19. The second half team with 38 second half points, 61 total for Rochester. For Eden, 10, 8, 8, and 6 for 32 in total. Turnovers, final tally, 27 for Eden and 24 for Rochester. Final thoughts real quick from Mr. Noah Hiles.
Great first half by both teams, but, if Rochester wants to continue on in this tournament, which I think they have the team and they have the ability to do so, they can't come out slow like that in the second half. Not only next round, but pretty much every game that they're going to play from here on out. I looked at the bracket. I thought that this team had potential to be a state qualifying team. And, they have the talent, like I said, to do so, but got to come out slower as far as Eden Christian goes. Props to them for coming out here, showing a lot of heart and a lot of promise for the year to come.
That game against the 2-seed West Green will be on Friday, the 23rd. It'll be right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, as will the next game warming up on the court already, 6A boys between Pine Richland and Bethel Park. So switch on over to that one as we will be tipping off in about 12 minutes' time. Noah Hiles, welcome. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully be working with you a lot more here.
I hope so.
On the
Good
Trib
to be
Live.
back. I hope I wasn't too rusty.
No, not at all. Back at it. So first time for, just like they were rusty on the court. Yeah, it's going to happen.
You know what? I'm going to cause a little bit of turnovers. Hopefully I didn't travel with my words too much.
Nah, we're in good shape.
All right.
We're going to step out here, though, and we're going to let Don Rebel, the master man himself, come in for the next game. Your final score one last time in Class 1A. Rochester advances over Eden Christian. Final score 61-32. For Chelsea Roundtree on the camera, for my broadcast partner Noah Hiles, I'm James Dotson saying thank you for tuning in to the girls' Class 1A basketball playoffs. They're brought to you by Carly University, and you heard them here only on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
You have been listening to exclusive coverage of the 2018 WPIAL basketball playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, home of the Stay Strong and Play On program, by Seton Hill University, This Way Up, by Excella Health, proud sponsor of the Trib High School Sports Network studios, by AstroTurf, by Carlo University, sponsor of the 2018 WPIAL girls basketball playoffs, and by Trib Total Media. For updates on the path to the Pete, log on every day to tribhssn.triblive.com. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.